Hi, I'm Luke Wilkins. Welcome to the Motorcycle Diary's new home here at bikechannel.com. Right then, welcome once again to the Motorcycle Diaries here, powered on bikechannel.com. It is Wednesday, the 27th of July. My goodness, how time flies this year. And here I have the Honda VT750S, the latest in a long line of Honda VT750s. This puppy has now got a fuel-injected engine, producing around 46 brake horsepower and a similar amount of pound-foot of torque. It costs £5,800 on the road, and as you can see, they've kind of styled it to really have a go at the old XL883 Harley market, along with what the Suzuki M800 Intruder, and of course the Triumph Bonneville America, which comes in around the same price range as well. They all have a bit more power, but I'm going to go find out what this is like. We'll be doing the full review on Bike Channel later on in the week, as always. But today it's my first ride, and as you can see, I've had an even better haircut. Not that everyone would say. So let's have a little look around the bike. Styling-wise, they've obviously gone for a bit of a classic styling look. I'm not going to lie. A lot of the switch gear and stuff at the top here does look quite cheap and tacky, but functional. This is obviously what Honda do quite specifically well. There is no fancy electronic features, no trip computer or anything like that, but you've just got a nice big dial in the middle. You've got a petrol tank, and that's pretty much it. Oh, you've got footrest, which is always good. Obviously you have got brakes. You've got the nice wire spoke wheels at the front, single-sided disc brake, plus at the back, if we have a little look round, old school suspension with a double-sided swing arm and a big drum brake there. It is chain driven. You've got a V-twin engine driving it, as I mentioned, and yeah, I kind of like the look of it. It's obviously, you know, trying to take on the classic kind of Harley and Triumph cruiser look. They've not done it terribly badly. Anyway, it's time to start her up and see what it's like to ride. The ignition just goes in a little key here, as you can see. I'll turn her on. Ooh, look, lights and stuff. Let's see what she sounds like when you first get her in gear. That's actually a pretty throaty little engine. I like the sound of that. So, I'm going to head out on the road, have a bit of a ride, get the old helmet cam on, and let you know what I think of my first impressions. So then, what I'm going to tell you to start with as I sit here at this junction, well, I actually quite like it. It's made a really good little impression on me. It's kind of plucky, it's got a bit of soul and character, which I didn't expect from a Jap cruiser. That engine, I know it's not exactly powerful, 46 brake horsepower, 46 pound-foot of torque, but it delivers it in a nice little kind of lumpy, throaty way, and the exhausts make it sound better than any other Jap cruiser I've ridden to this year. They normally make them really, really soft and not kind of bubbly and sparky, but this one does. Right, I've got a car behind me, I better go. But no, I'm liking it. Brakes are a bit soft, you know, but that's what you expect, drum brakes and everything else. Handles quite nicely, soft suspension. Thumbs up so far, let's crack on. Another good thing, these wing mirrors. I know it sounds like a really basic practical thing. Great visibility. As I say, riding position's comfortable. You know, the power's not going to snap your head off. It is a nice soft power. Maybe this is a much more the kind of commuter, I should imagine, than the big cruiser market, but I don't know what it is. I never thought I'd say this about Japanese cruiser. It's something about it. I'm liking it. It's plucky. It kind of feels like it's the little underdog in the corner that comes out punching. Handles quite smooth. You've got quite a lot of clearance on the pegs. It's a Honda, you know it's going to start every time, first time. But listen to it. You know, that's not bad, man.
gearbox as well, really light, really nice. Gets about 50 miles to the gallon. You see, this would be a great little commuter bike, you know, low down torque, low down power. I'm going to take it for its town centre now, see if we can't chuck it through a few filter gaps, see how it does. I'm actually enjoying this, the Jack Russell of the commuter cruiser world. Yeah. Obviously the Triumph Bonneville America is more good looking, personally in my opinion, so is the Harley. I think it's running a par with the Suzuki. It's a nice little plucky bike. See, nice chuck through gaps, really manoeuvrable at low speed, even though it's 238 kilos, it's not a big beast, do you know what I mean? It feels nice, light and slim. As I say, it's not the most expensive feeling bike, does feel a bit cheap and tacky, but I like the character of the engine, and I like the overallness feel it gives you.
Well, what a surprise that was, as she's pinging and making those lovely cooling down noises. I'm not going to lie. She's really put a smile on my face, this little Honda VT750S. I thought it would be really, well, lacking in character, lacking in any sort of passion or any sort of personality, I suppose. But man, I've brought it here to Headley Cricket Club. I've been taking it down some awesome twisty roads, hopefully which you'll have seen on the old helmet cam footage. And look, I'm genuinely grinning. I mean, obviously it's not a sports bike. It's not like an uber powerful cruiser. It's a 750, as I mentioned, only 46 bhp and a huge amount of torque. But it's all low down, so you can actually have a lot of fun. I mean, she kind of runs out of gas when you start trying to push her above the 70-80 mile an hour mark. But, you know, that's all you need on the road, really, isn't it? And it's great, the handling on it, yeah, it is soft and spongy, I'm not going to lie, it's not a sports bike, you're not getting that massive amount of feedback from it just from the position of where you're sitting and everything else. But it's fun, man, it really, really is, and it wants to be chucked around into corners. You've got loads of clearance, especially compared to big cruisers, Harleys, things like that. I mean, I've only scraped the pegs once and I've been really chucking it in. Brakes, as I mentioned, they are a bit soft and spongy, they do take a bit of time to get it to a halt. I mean, you've got a drum brake on the back there and only a single sided disc brake on the front, and it weighs 238 kilos, so that'll explain that. But man, genuinely, let's do a little lighty shot here of me talking in the reflected chrome. That's the only thing though. I mean, I'm not going to lie, obviously at 5,800 it's not that much cheaper. It's the same price band really as things like, as I mentioned, the Triumph Bonneville American or whatever it is, and the XL 883 Harley, which, you know, they have a lot better components on it. It's not made of plastic for a start, that's not real chrome, this is. But, you know what I mean, you've obviously got to live with that, that's plastic, all that kind of stuff. But you know what? It's a lot more fun to ride than some of the others. It's, as I say, it literally reminds me of like a little Jack Russell. It's plucky. You know, I'm not saying it's a refined and serene ride or anything like that, but it's something about it. The way that engine revs, the way the actual sound from the exhaust isn't what I'd expect from a normal kind of Jack cruiser. Just, it's a real little kind of, you know, it's a twin, and it makes a really satisfying kind of burble. Right, I'm quite impressed by this little thing. As I say, it's put a smile on my face. Now, most bikes do, obviously, but genuinely, for the money, for everything else, I can see myself riding this quite a lot. If you're a commuter and you don't fancy a sports bike, you don't fancy maybe a supermoto or something like that, you fancy something a little bit different, you want to maybe capture that look. You know, you have, as I say, you've got some great options, the Suzuki M800 Intruder, the Harley XL 883, the Triumph Bonneville American, all those kind of bikes. They are, I think the Triumph looks better, it's got more power, it's a 60 odd brake horsepower, it's a little bit more expensive, it's a bigger engine. The Harley's got more power as well, but it's not as much fun to ride, to be honest with you. It's not as easy to put through corners and things like that. It's a little bit more awkward and unstable when you're on it. And again, you're looking at that with bad brakes and stuff as well. The Suzuki, yeah, I haven't actually spent a lot of time on, so I can't comment on it hugely. But genuinely, just looking at a bike like this, my first ride impressions on this is not the full review, we'll get that on Bike Channel later in the week. Really, really liking it. It's been a real surprise, and I definitely have enjoyed myself on it. Anyway, I better head home, because I'm in the middle of Headley Downs, and I've been out on this for about an hour and a half now. I was only supposed to pop out for a bit. So, until next time, my illustrious compadres, ride safe, and remember, check out bikechannel.com on a daily basis. Loads of good shiz going on there, including our new weekly update show, which I think you'll like, Bike Channel Weekly. And you can follow me on YouTube as well, /Motorcycle Diaries, where these will be put up, or just @Motorcycle Luke on Twitter. Catch you soon.